If I could talk to my younger self, I would tell her that love isn't conditional. You don't have to overperform to receive love, and it shouldn't feel like a full-time unpaid internship. Relationships work both ways. These are 10 things that I would tell my younger self about relationships. The hard lessons, the real lessons, and the ones that just finally set me free. Number 1, stop mistaking the bare minimum for effort. They finally text you back, it's time to celebrate. Actually, it's not. Consistency and communication are literally the baselines for any healthy relationship. There should be equal effort from both sides, and you shouldn't have to beg or consistently over-explain yourself just to get the effort that you deserve. I used to date this guy in college, and he literally told me to my face that what he liked most about me is that I didn't expect much. And this was the type of guy that took me on a date and I would catch him looking at other women, like not even just their face, looking at their bodies.
Ugh. Brother, ugh.
Number 2, you can't heal in the same place that hurt you. You wouldn't clean out a wound with dirty water, so why continue to stay in a relationship that isn't necessarily serving you? And I know some people don't necessarily want to leave relationships when you have so much time in, and you may want to come off like you're really down for that person. Leaving doesn't make you look weak. It actually makes you look strong to break out of something that isn't serving you anymore. Sometimes healing just starts with walking away, not trying to talk it out, especially if you're having the same conversation with this person over and over again. Number 3, closure doesn't have to be a group project. You don't have to have a final meeting or come to a mutual understanding. Sometimes walking away is what gives you peace. And when someone continuously disturbs your peace or constantly just try to shake things up or make it all about them, that can chip away and that can cause resentment. And you don't have time for that. Closure comes when you stop reopening the tab on the relationship. Number 4, some people like you better when you're quiet. That's not your audience. You may come across people in your life who come off as uncomfortable by what you bring to the table, and they may expect you to dim your light just so that they can feel better about themselves. But that's not going to fix the problem. You can't shrink just to make somebody else feel better. That's their issues to work out. You gotta be the best version of yourself. That's what we're literally put here to do. You're not for everyone, neither is sushi. But yet here we are, thriving. People who expect you to remain quiet or dim your own light are losers. Let's just call it what it is. They don't want to improve upon themselves. They would rather you stop improving upon who you are so that they can feel better. That's not fair to you. That doesn't serve you. Your voice and your light are your filters. Use them. Number 5, mixed signals aren't romantic. They're emotional manipulation. It almost feels like today's modern love language is literally confusion. Rather than waiting until you're actually in a relationship, people are having sex first and then trying to figure out the rest later. But where's the mystery in that? Where's the allure if you've already done the do, you know? And also it gets to a certain point where meaningless sex does more harm than good. You can't be expected to engage in intercourse with every person that you meet. You're creating soul ties with people who may not necessarily have the best intentions for you. If someone wanted to make you feel safe, then you would feel that wholeheartedly. There's never been a single time throughout my relationship where I felt like I didn't know where I stood with my husband. Whereas the guy I dated before, I never knew where I stood with him because he would never confront anything. If they wanted to, they would. If they don't, that's your sign. Number 6, healing's not pretty, but at least it's yours. Healing is crying on the bathroom floor, but still showing up for yourself. There's always gonna be good days and bad days, but tomorrow is always a new day. A wise woman once said, "Every day the sun don't shine, but that's why I love tomorrows."
I might be rich as fuck tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrows.
Don't waste your time crying over someone who didn't even think twice about you. You're the main character in your story, not them. Number 7, you can forgive people from a distance, like a whole new area code. Forgiving someone doesn't require like a whole reunion tour. And just because you forgive someone doesn't mean they have to be welcomed back into your life. We forgive people for ourselves, not for them. Sometimes I say to myself, I forgive everyone that has wronged me, and I hope that everyone who I have wronged can find it in their hearts to forgive me. Not for me, but for them. You never want to hold on to anger because that can really affect your health. Forgiveness frees you, distance protects you. Number 8, peace isn't boring, it's just new to you. So many of us are walking around in survivor mode and thinking that it's normal, or if you grew up in a toxic family, you think that type of dynamic is normal. And when you have relationships like that, calmness just feels suspicious. But that's growth. Sometimes relationships are boring, and that's okay. Life can't always be exciting all the time, but you can have peace and calmness all the time. You just have to control how you react. Peace isn't the absence of excitement, it's the absence of anxiety. Number 9, when they can't even open a text, you have got to move on. Say you're really like feeling this guy that you're talking to, and out of nowhere he just ghosts you. There's no point in like racking your head around it. Them ghosting you says more about them than it does about you. You don't even need an explanation, just move on. Don't chase clarity from someone who can't even handle a simple conversation. And you can't build forever with someone who can't reply today. And lastly, number 10, self-respect looks good on you. Self-respect filters those people who don't deserve you. Self-respect will only cost you people who benefited from your lack of it. And that's okay. If you don't have people around you who are solid, self-respect will show you who they are. Being lonely is better than being surrounded by people who don't really respect you. You'll lose some people, but you'll gain yourself. And that's an upgrade. I used to have like a lot of social groups, but the more I reflected on those groups, I realized that, okay, these aren't necessarily people that I could always like depend on. These are more people that I could just hang out with and like party. However, the older I got, I just realized that I'm no longer in that phase in my life. No, I don't hate any of them. There's no beef. I just know that I'm in a different season of my life and they're still in that season and we don't mesh anymore, and that's okay. If I could tell my younger self one last thing, it's this. Love doesn't require you to shrink. The right person won't be scared of reasonable boundaries. They'll match them. If this hit home, tell your younger self that you heard them and drop a heart in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.